Hallelujah. Peace be unto you today. I say Assalamu alaikum in Jesus' precious name. Glory to God in the highest. My name is Peter Stanley Cruse. I'm minister of the gospel and we present to you today another session of Bible Moments. Yes. And be reminded you can view these recordings as well on YouTube. Just go to Bible Moments, Peter S. Cruse, and you can view these recordings there for your encouragement and enjoyment. May God bless you as you do. Today we take a look at the book of Acts, chapter 6, where we find the man of God, even Stephen, one of the first martyrs in the New Testament, standing up, resisting the Jews in that day, in the first century. Yes, indeed. In Acts chapter 6, we are told that Stephen was one chosen from among a number of others, and that he was full of faith. Acts 6, verse 8, he was full of faith and power, and that he did great wonders and miracles among the people. Verse 9, we are told, then there arose certain of the synagogue, which is called the synagogue of the Libertines, and Cyrenians, and Alexandrians, and of them of Cilicia, of Asia, disputing with Stephen. And they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake. Then they suborned men, which said, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against God. And they stirred up the people and the elders and the scribes, and came unto him, and caught him, and brought him to the council, and set up false witnesses, which said, this man ceaseth not to speak blasphemous words against this holy place and the law. For we have heard him say that Jesus of Nazareth shall destroy this place, and shall change the customs which Moses delivered us. And they all sat in the council, looking steadfastly on him, saw his face as it had been the face of an angel. Okay, here it is, Stephen standing up, yes, in defense of the gospel against the unbelieving, Christ-rejecting Jews in that first century. And he was arrested, caught, brought before the council. And in chapter 7, we see after his dissertation and long declaration, beginning from back with Moses, yes indeed, right on down, a powerful, dynamic declaration back from the time of Abraham through Moses, coming right down unto King Jesus. Yes indeed, a dynamic, powerful declaration by this first martyr, even Stephen. Yes indeed, unto the Jews in his day. Yes indeed, he was indeed slain. He was killed. He was murdered. Yes. And even Paul, which became the apostle later, was present and consented unto his death. Yes, indeed. Paul, being part of the council, consented unto Stephen's death. Stephen indeed declared truth And indeed, we are told they were cut to their hearts and ran upon him with stones and stoned him unto death. Read Acts chapter 7. Take your time and read these 60 verses. Acts chapter 7. Read this book. Read this chapter. Dynamic declaration of Stephen. Yes, powerful. Yes, he was a student of the Bible. He learned well. Yes, he learned early. And he spoke and declared unto them, indeed, they cast him out of the city. Okay, we are told, indeed, they came upon him with one accord, and they cast him out of the city, and they stoned him. Yes, he was martyred by the Jews in his day. Read it, check it out. A faithful servant of God, one of the first martyrs, even Stephen, killed at the hand of unbelieving Jews in the first century. It's right here recorded. Why do I declare this? Because the Jews, even now, 2,000 years after, are still yet Christ rejectors for the most part. The nation is still yet adamant against King Jesus. They don't believe that Messiah has come. Yes, only a few, a handful, have received this truth. Yes, understand with God, whether one be Jew or Gentile, there is no respect of persons with God. Eh? Reverence God, fear God for who he is. Okay? Fear Almighty God for who he is. Be careful. Yes, find faith in King Jesus today. And pray to God you do, for his name's sake. Amen and amen.